Hi guys, welcome to AdamMcKola TV. I'm Adam. This is the live reaction show to Manchester United against Benfica in Lisbon. 1-0 victory for Manchester United, and it was a pretty good result. The reason I say it was a pretty good result is because Manchester United really did need this victory today. We really did need this victory today. It was a victory that has put us in a fantastic position in terms of the league, the Champions League, and the Premier League. I'm going to tell you why it affects the Premier League for you a little bit later on. But this is big, big, big for our Premier League position. And I am delighted with this result today. It may not have been a vintage performance, but it was a great result for Manchester United. And I'll tell you why. But overall today, I've got to say, I've seen a lot of negativity about at the moment. And I'm disappointed with that, man. Are we really doing this, United fans? Are we really being this negative? Really? Why are we doing it? It doesn't make any sense, man. Come on, let's be realistic here. Manchester United have had a fantastic start to the season. Why are you moaning? Yes, the performance against Liverpool at Anfield, it wasn't great. The performance against Benfica in Lisbon at the Stadium of Light, it wasn't great. But we drew at Anfield and we won today. We made it 3 out of 3. Why is there room to complain? There is no room to complain. We are 9 points out of 9 in our Champions League group. We've had our 2 most difficult away games in the group, and we've won both of them. We're 9 points out of 9. We've got 2 home games left in the 3 that we've got remaining. So we've got opportunities to rest people if we win our next game against Benfica. And people are moaning. Why, man? Why? Makes no sense. So we're going to be talking an awful lot today. We're going to have this reaction show with player ratings, with my thoughts, with my man of the match, and with your thoughts as well, because I'll be speaking to you guys and reading your comments throughout the show. So keep it locked here on AdamMcKola TV. Now we've got sound, now we've got you guys. It's all good in the hood. So get hitting that like button, get sharing, get subscribing. If you're new and you came over from Full Time Devils, then welcome to youtube.com/AdamMcKola. And if you're an old guy or girl on the channel, then thank you for joining us again. One negative from today was Marcus Rashford's injury. That was the huge negative for us. Now I'm going to do a little search while we're at it, because we're here, we're live, we can keep it active. And the injury to Marcus Rashford was really, really worrying, because you saw it in his face. He wasn't happy. He threw his shin pads off straight away. You could tell something goes up with Marcus Rashford. And I really hope that he hasn't got a bad injury, because that's not what we need right now, is an injury to someone like Marcus Rashford. Now, Jose Mourinho has been commenting that that Marcus Rashford felt something in his knee. We don't yet know what it is, or how bad he's going to be injured, or how long he's going to be out, but he felt something in his knee. Now, we have a perfect replacement for him in Anthony Martial, so we can bring in Anthony Martial. And you know me, I love Anthony Martial. So me seeing Anthony Martial come on today, you'd expect me to be excited, but because of the injury to Rashford, it took away that excitement. And I just felt really, oh man, not young Marcus, because he got that goal. He had been in great form. His free kicks are absolutely fantastic. The way he hits those free kicks and corners, he's got great set piece technique. He found Fellaini for a goal the other week. He got that goal today, and it was coming. I'm not going to say, look, it was a great free kick. It wasn't. But he knew what he was doing, because that goalkeeper had been shocking. The goal, in terms of from set pieces, I think he's a good young goalkeeper, and I think he'll go on to do great things. But from set pieces, he was poor, and Rashford had clocked that. And in the second half, he kept trying and kept trying. He kept whipping it in, and then he nearly scored from one. Free kick comes up, bangs it in. So it was a great free kick from Rashford, and we really did need that goal today, because a 0-0 wouldn't have been bad. A 0-0 wouldn't have been bad at all. But to go into that, you want to win. You want to win these games, especially after the 0-0 at Anfield. And I think it was the perfect result for us in terms of the group. Basel won 2-0 at CSKA Moscow. So they're in second place, looking strong as well, although they're just 3 points ahead of Basel now. CSKA now. because CSKA got 3 points in their game against Benfica as well. So there's a lot to play for in the group still. But United are dominating, and United are comfortable at the moment in terms of qualification. We're 6 points away from third spot. So win the next game and we're through in the group. And, make sure we don't lose any more games in this group and we'll win the group. So great position at the moment. Yes, it's expected from Manchester United. Yes, we thought we would, we thought we'd qualify. But you have to do it. We thought we'd qualify when we had Wolfsburg and PSV and all that stuff. And we didn't. So you have to beat what's there in front of you. And Manchester United have done that here today. We've got the result. Up against a Benfica side that, yes, they lost 5-0 against Basel. Yes, they lost against CSKA. But this Benfica side had to be at it today. They had to work hard. They needed their fans behind them. It wasn't a full stadium, granted, but they needed their fans behind them. And they needed a result today. So you'd expected these guys to fight a little bit. Erwin says, why are we all of a sudden accepting draws as great results? Erwin, let me ask you this question, Erwin. I'm going to try and ask this politely because I've never seen you commenting before. But where have I said a draw was a great result? Can you just, if you can find a clip of me saying a draw is a great result, I agree with you. But no one fucking said that, mate. No one said that. I've said a draw at Anfield is a decent result. It's normally a normal result because, yes, we do win at Anfield. But when do we ever play greatly at Anfield? Now, I've already said you can't use the past as an excuse for current performances. So you have to expect better from Manchester United. And it wasn't a great performance. But we drew fucking 0-0 against Liverpool in one of our biggest league games of the season. And you're throwing the toys out of the pram. The only games we've lost this season, we've dropped points in this season is Stoke away and Liverpool away. Two of our hardest away games in a Premier League season. And those are the two games we've dropped points in. So, come on, man. Just think a little bit. Think. That's all I ask of people is just to think a little bit. Stop being so silly sometimes. You just got to think for yourself, man. Stop reading the papers and getting overexcited or reading what, some knobhead reporters saying. Look at the facts. Over the last 3 to 4 years, it hasn't been great for United. This season, it's been a lot better. The last two performances haven't been great. United need to perform better on Saturday against Huddersfield. Huddersfield, we haven't played them for 40-odd years. Their fans are going to be up for this game. Their fans will be well and truly up for this game. Huddersfield will be up for this game. Because it's their home games where they'll be expecting to pick up points. So Huddersfield, big game for them. Their biggest game of the season. And United need to go there and win. And we need to perform as well. Now, if we don't perform and we don't win against Huddersfield, moan away. Moan away. But please don't moan after we've drawn at Anfield and we've won away in Europe. Please don't moan then. Because that is not the time. That is not the time. Good to see Scott McTominay. Says Anis, it was good to see Scott McTominay as well. Nice to see him coming, but he also shows the amount of injuries that we do have in midfield. That Scott McTominay did come in. It does show that. We need to build a run, and we have a few off form, but one game can drive us, says Paul. This is the best start since 2013, says Darren. Shazza says everyone shows up when United are in town. That's very, very true. Like Stormy says Gareth, but he didn't actually say what he said. Oh, he did? Shut up. United missing Andreas Pereira now. ... Martial is quality, says Anthony. We know Martial is quality. Did you see his footwork when he come on today? He was beautiful. A7 says solid midfield with Matic today. I thought Matic was very, very good today. Great to see Nemanja Matic back in and back performing for the Reds. Talking about Nemanja Matic's performance, let's get the player ratings on the go. So, David De Gea, 6. Smalling, 7. Lindelof, 7. Valencia, 6. Blind, 6. Matic, 7. Herrera, 6. Mickey, 5. Mata, 7. Rashford, 7. And Romelu Lukaku, 5. Martial and Lingard got 6 for the simple fact that they didn't have much time to do anything. And I didn't rate McTominay because he came on with about 2 minutes to spare. But that's my ratings. David De Gea with a 6, Smalling 7, Lindelof 7, Valencia 6, Blind 6, Matic 7, Herrera 6, Mickey, Mata, Rashford. Mata and Rashford got 7 and Mickey got 5, but Lukaku getting a 5. So that is my ratings. Get your ratings in the comments. Make sure you get your ratings in. Keep hitting that like button as well, guys. Make sure you bang that like button right now for me. Can we hit 100 likes while we are live on air? My man of the match today was Nemanja Matic. It would have been Marcus Rashford if he didn't go off injured. I'm not saying he doesn't get man of the match because he got injured. I'm not blaming him for that. But Matic completed the 90 minutes. I thought he was our best player in the first half and in the second half as well. So yes, I give that to him. Being good defensively is not a crime, says Mourinho. Angus of Mangus has put that in the comments. Totally agree with that, mate. Spot on there, Adam, says Phil. I'm guessing you're talking about the ratings. Mickey hasn't been great lately. Would you bench him at Huddersfield, says Sika Jardi? I most definitely would bench him at Huddersfield. I would bench Mickey at Huddersfield. I don't think we need to get overly concerned about his form at all. I don't think we need to do that. It's not the time or the place to be doing that. But at the same time, I think we need to be challenging Mkhitaryan. We definitely need to challenge Mkhitaryan. We can't be just letting him cruise through games, not performing. And when he was getting goals and assists, he was actually, sticking performing. Like, Mkhitaryan wasn't performing, getting goals and assists, and then people would forget about it. And that's fair enough when you're getting goals and assists. But his goals and assists have dried up at the moment. So with his goals and assists drying up now, sorry about that, just needed a drink. With his goals and assists drying up, his performances stand out more, and his performances have been a lot more poor. But having said that, I can excuse his performance against Liverpool at Anfield. I can excuse that totally. I can't excuse performances like today because, you're doing the wrong things. You had the ball today. You were doing the wrong things, making the wrong decisions, losing the ball at the wrong times. And yes, he does take risks and all that stuff, and you have to allow players like him to take risks, but they've got to be better as well. And if Martial was performing like Mkhitaryan was, he would have been dropped a long time ago. So I think we have to be fair here. Rest him, drop him, whatever you want to call it, but just take Mickey out of the firing line. But now with Marcus Rashford's injury, we probably can't even do that. We probably haven't even got the options to do that. Unless you play Lingard there, that's a good option. And I think that could possibly work against Huddersfield. But we're running out of options because of these injuries. When you think about the players that we've got out injured today, Bailey and Jones have been our centre-half partnership. Rojo was fantastic for us last season. And then in midfield, Pogba, first choice. Fellaini has been used a lot by Jose Mourinho. Michael Carrick, backup to all those guys. So we've lost a lot. You're thinking of full midfield 3, full centre-half partnership, and cover at left-back, Rojo, Shaw, etc. And now Rashford. So that's an injury in an area where we have been relatively strong, but now it leaves us with just Anthony Martial. So I do hope Rashford's injury isn't too bad, and if he just miss any games, it's just that game against Huddersfield where Martial can, of course, come in and sort it out. Our transition play is bad, says Ruben. Again, Paul Pogba helps with that. I thought Mata helped a little bit more with it today. I thought Mata did very well today. He got a number 7 from me. And I totally agree with you in terms of a transition play. And Paul Pogba allows us to transition a lot with his huge strides from midfield, with the way he passes the ball. Everything about Paul Pogba allows us to speed up play. He can take us from the edge of our box to the edge of the opposition's box in a split second. Without Paul Pogba, we are lacking that little bit of mobility, strength, technique and flair in the midfield area. And we need Paul Pogba back ASAP. And I do agree with what you're saying there. Kelly says, thoughts on Zlatan's return. Can't wait to get Zlatan Ibrahimovic back. Romelu Lukaku's performance today wasn't amazing. But I think Romelu Lukaku's performances, even when he's scored, haven't been amazing, and then he's popped up with a goal, and he has a tendency to do that. I don't think he really had many great chances today, Romelu Lukaku, but you know, Zlatan coming back gives him that pressure because Rashford and Martial are pressurising each other for the spot on the left. Lukaku hasn't got any pressure. We saw with Zlatan last season, he didn't have any pressure for his spot, and his performances maybe towards the tail end of the season affected either through fatigue or through complacency. Zlatan's performances were affected. So getting Zlatan back to challenge Lukaku and Lukaku to challenge Zlatan will hopefully bring the best out of him. I'm looking forward to getting him back at Manchester United. We've got a few new subscribers recently as well, so thank you for subscribing, thank you for commenting, thank you for liking. We're close to 100 likes. Can we hit 100 likes? Keep hitting that like button. This is the live reaction show to Benfica 0, Manchester United 1. Obviously, because I'm not at the stadium today, I'm able to do something like this. And this is kind of like the aftermath live, really, isn't it? Let me get back into your comments. Mustafa wants us to recall Andreas Pereira. Do I still believe United can win the Premier League and Champions League, says WWE fan. Now, I've not predicted us to win the Champions League. That question makes it sound like I have. I haven't predicted us to win that. I do believe we can win the Premier League. I believe we've got everything there. If we don't keep suffering these injuries, we'll have a great chance of winning the Premier League. We can possibly win the Champions League, but we're not favourites for it. We're not favourites at all. But if you get the luck of the draw, you get the luck of the bounce in a game, a decision here and there, you can go all the way. So, you know, Nikki says, I need a mod to ban these idiot trolls. How do I sort that out? Here's some chill pills for you. Pogba, Zlatan, Fellaini, Rojo, Bailly, still to come back from injury very soon, says Phil. How about that for a chill pill from Phil? And there's some bars for you as well. Thank you, Phil, for making a great comment. Will you go to away Champions League? You went on the average you went out now. I didn't go to this game because I've just come back from Amsterdam. I also went Portugal not long ago, and I didn't get a ticket for the game. So I wasn't going to spend that money to get out there when I haven't got a ticket for it. But for the next games, I will hopefully be out there. So fingers crossed on that one. If I get a ticket for those games, I will definitely be there. Pogba back for the Chelsea game. Hopefully, Anthony. What's your prediction on the Huddersfield game? Says A7. I will do my preview on Friday before that game. But what is my prediction on that game? I'd say 2-0 United. I think we'll see a better performance on Saturday. It may have been why we took our foot off the pedal a little bit today as well. We kind of eased through the game a little bit, which is great. If you can ease through a Champions League game and get a result, what more do you want? And I think it was a professional performance by Manchester United today, if not vintage. And I think everybody moaning about performances and the way we're playing just need to relax. We really need to relax and just allow. Did Manny just mention Sonny Hare out on iTunes today? Sonny Hare's my college mate, you know. If it's the same one you're talking about, I used to go to college with Sonny. He releases Indian music. I don't listen to Indian music, so I don't listen to his tunes. But he makes very good Indian music. So if you like that kind of thing, Sonny Hare's tune is out on iTunes at midnight. So check it out. I used to go to college with him, if you're a fan of his. There were so many offsides this game, says Ernest. There were a lot of offsides. Benfica were playing a very, very high line. They were playing a high line. They had 3 in midfield. They were trying to just suffocate our midfield area, and that's why I think Nemanja Matic had a great game today, because they pushed their defence up. So then our attackers, yes, they were getting caught offside, but not only that, they had closed that space between they had closed the space down between our midfield and our attack, and then they had a 3 in midfield, which was just trying to suffocate Matic and Herrera. Very easy way of playing against Manchester United when we do have a lack of Pogba and a lack of Fellaini and a lack of options in midfield. Guys, hit that like button. We're very close to 100 likes. We've got about 200 people in and we can't hit 100 likes. Come on. Ashley says, hello from Melbourne. Thank you very much, mate. What did I major in at college? I think it's a little bit different to what you guys do in America. I have A-levels in law, history, business studies, and an AS level in English language. I have an A level in English language, history. No, A level in business studies, law, and English language, and I have an AS in history, and then I have a degree, a university degree in law, which I don't use either of. Kelly Bushcams will be back very, very soon. Chelsea drew 3-3 against Roma as an S. I saw the goals coming through. Looked like it was a very entertaining game, so I'll hopefully catch the highlights for that one. You don't need an invite to come to Manchester, just feel free to come. Is your cousin's best mate? Nice one, nice one. So many offside, not for Real Madrid, says Darshan. Oh, guys. And Rashford injury gives a chance for Martial, says Anto, but yes it does, but come on. You know, we don't want to see our players injured. Sam says, what do I think about the Luke Shaw situation? I'm worried, to be honest. I'm getting a little bit worried by it, and I'm hoping that he's back soon in the first team. But if he doesn't get into the first team this season, then you've got to say it's all on him, really. And you've got to expect him to want it a little bit more as well. You hear his desire being questioned after the game they had for the under-23s, and that's nice, not nice to hear at all. Well, I didn't see the game, so I can't comment. But one side of the coin is he may find it hard to get up for those games, under 23 games. But the other side of it is you've got a career to rescue, so you should be up for every game you play. I would have liked to have seen him involved today. Of course, he wasn't. It looks difficult. When can we fit him in? We have got a game against Swansea coming up soon, and it would be nice to see him in that team, at least in a squad. Hassman says, managed to catch you live for once. Big up, great channel. Thank you very much, Hassman. Thank you very much for watching. And whether you watch this live stream live or you watched it back after, thank you very much for tuning in. Because without you guys, this channel isn't anything, and I wouldn't be here at all. Talk about the game affecting the league, says Ronan Marshall. Great. So how does this game affect the league? The reason this victory was very, very important for Manchester United today, and this is kind of obvious, but it's a big thing for me, is that the next game against Benfica, it's a home game. We can go into that game and get a victory. We seal our qualification. That means in the 5th and the 6th games, we can rest players. So we can rest players in those games. The 5th and the 6th games. Whoever they're against, we can rest players. Because we know we're qualified. And we just need to, make sure we finish top of the group. If we can rest players around then, those fixtures fall in line with the festive fixtures. So Basel away is just before Brighton at the end of November, and then we have those December fixtures. And after Arsenal, we have the CSKA Moscow game at home, I believe. Let me just double check that. Yes, the 5th of December. So if we can rest players in that game against CSKA Moscow at home, that means we go into that Arsenal game feeling better away from home. And then the following weekend, we've got Manchester City at home. So if we can rest players against CSKA Moscow at home, field a second string team, we can rest players around those two massive games. The game against Manchester City, huge game for us. I've been telling you guys today that I've been saying, what about Manchester City? What about Manchester City? And I've been saying, fuck Manchester City. We only play them twice. That's one of the times that we do play them in the league. So if we can rest players in a Champions League game, going into that game, and, I'm guessing Manchester City are going to be in that position to rest players too. Happy days. Arsenal, are they going to have a Europa League game to worry about around that? Do you know what I mean? These things matter, and they can have a big knock-on effect on our fixture list, festive fixture list. If we lose those games against Arsenal and City, or we draw those games and we're going into those festive fixtures thinking we need to win these, we can't be dropping any more points. That's not how you want it. If we're able to rest players against Basel and CSKA Moscow, we go into the festive fixtures with a team that's a little bit more relaxed, a team that's a little bit more fresh, and a team that can hopefully batter Arsenal and get a result against Manchester City, get 3 points at home. It's that simple. And that's why I think this was an important victory for us today, a very, very important victory. And we could look back on it at the end of the season and say, huge victory there, because it had a knock-on effect on the rest of our year in terms of November and December and the way we could plan for those games, especially with the injuries that we're picking up at this moment in time. So that is how today's victory affected our Premier League campaign. Guys, thank you for watching AdamMcKola TV. I know I don't moan an awful lot, and I know, like Sam Knight says, I'm always that bit of reassurance after your United game. I love you, mate. I love you, Sam. I'm not just trying to reassure people for reassuring's sake. If I felt there was a problem, I would say, if we perform poorly against Huddersfield and don't get a result, I will say that this isn't good enough. But right now, we're not in a position to complain. So let's relax a little bit. Let's enjoy this victory. 3 out of 3 in the Champions League. And Manchester United are very, very close to going through to the knockout stages in the Champions League. And of the last 3 years, are we really in a position to be complaining about this? Are we complaining about 3 out of 3 in the Champions League and second in the league? Come on, guys. Let's not complain about this. It's still all to play for in all competitions. And Manchester United have had a very, very good start to the season. 2 lacklustre performances aren't going to tear me away from that. And we've got a big game coming up, which we can bounce back in with a very good performance and a very good winning at Huddersfield. But we're talking like we just lost against Benfica. We haven't. We've made it 3 out of 3. 3 out of 3, bitches. Happy days. Thank you for watching AdamMcKola TV. Like, comment and share. Get your player ratings in below. Those are mine. Those are mine. Get your player ratings in below. Get your thoughts on the game in below. Your man of the matches. My man of the match was Nemanja Matic. Fingers crossed on Marcus Rashford. And I've been AdamMcKola. I'm out of here.